Right, what's good, everyone? Nigel, Blacksthetics, apparel here. Hope you guys are doing well. Hope you guys are having a good day, whatever you're up to today. I hope you're enjoying it. I thought I haven't dropped a video in a while, a video talking to you about the brand Blacksthetics apparel. So I thought I'd do one today to give you guys an update on where we're at and what's going on. As you can see, I'm wearing one of the Blacksthetics tanks up here today. Uh, this is, I think, a size medium, I believe. I could fit into a large as well, but bodybuilders, we like it small. um, but yeah, I'm hoping to upload all of this online next week. The tank top, the t-shirts. So I hope you guys pop on there if you fancy a Black Sex t-shirt or tank top. Pop on to my page, my Instagram page, my website, blacksex.co.uk or Black Sex Apparel on Instagram, and see what you may be interested in. But for now, I want to talk to you really about what the brand is and what the brand represents, and that's something I always stipulate or something I always want to talk about because I want you guys to get everyone to resonate with the brand and understand where we're coming from. Now, I think I've talked about this before. My background, I was born in the Caribbean in Trinidad. The circumstances of me ending up in the UK is quite kind of tragic in many ways. I long story short, my dad was a fisherman in Trinidad. He was killed when I was about 10 or 11 years old. Um, uh, and as a result of that, my aunt, who lived in the UK, asked my mum if Nigel, me, come and stay with her. Maybe indefinitely, I suppose, or to at least finish my studies. So I came to the UK at a young age. I was about 14, 13, 14, I believe, when I came here. Um, Leaving behind my mum, my younger brother, and my two younger sisters. Very, very difficult at the time to do that. But when you're young, you don't think too much. It was a mixture of excitement and uh, a feeling of almost depression, leaving Trinidad. You're leaving your family behind, right? So imagine just up in shop and leaving the entire family behind to go to a foreign land that you knew nothing about. So there's a mixture of excitement and a mixture of heartache when we left, not just for me, but for my mum as well. As you can imagine, her eldest son at the time was leaving home to go and live somewhere else, and that must have been really difficult for her. But everything happens for a reason. What's meant to be will be, and this is where I am today. So um, when I came to the UK, it was a massive culture shock. Going through. Firstly, in the Caribbean, you got two type of weather in the Caribbean. You got a rainy season, you got a sunny season. As most of anyone from the Caribbean knows, so it's very tropical. It's very hot. To come here to the UK in and I arrived in the month of January, which was absolutely freezing. So you can imagine how difficult that would have been for me. Uh, but like I said, because you're young, you sort of just get on with it. You just do it. And I wanted to build a better life for me and my family. Um, I wanted to do well. I wanted to succeed. So that drove me, and that's always been a driving factor for me up to this day. Just wanting to do well, not disappoint my mum, my dad, who's watching me upstairs now, not to disappoint them. So that's always been a driving factor for me. Um, I could go on for a very very long time about circumstances, what and whatnot, but to give you an idea of my real background, we were extremely poor growing up. We didn't have much growing up at all. So life wasn't exactly easy for us. It was very very difficult. My dad was a sole breadwinner. Obviously, when he died, when he was killed, um, my mum became that person. My mum became the mum and the dad of the house, which was difficult. You haven't got a welfare system in the Caribbean. There's no benefit. So if you are one parent isn't working, then you're sort of on your own. So it wasn't easy. We grew up in a two-bedroom house. Me, my dad before he passed, and my three siblings, my two sisters, and my brother. We all slept in the same bed, shared the same bed, one bed. um, what I'm trying to say to you is that we were extremely poor. So, what am I talking about this and why am I telling you this? Now, coming from the Caribbean, it's, you know, I think what this gave me was a drive to succeed. So, I was determined to succeed no matter what. I think oftentimes if you have someone who hasn't been through that sort of adversity or life adversity, the desire to succeed isn't as nowhere as high as people who've been through that and who will then try to make a success of their life. So maybe that has something to do with it. I think being driven is something to this day I'm always driven to achieve. Um, in terms of the brand Blacksthetics apparel, I'm going to fast forward a lot now because I don't want to take too much of your time. But in terms of the brand Blacksthetics apparel, um, you know what? I sort of looked at the clothing industry, and I looked at you know the places we buy our clothing from and the people we buy our clothing from and whatnot, and I felt like someone like myself, coming from my background, was so underrepresented in terms of having a global clothing brand. We haven't got a Nike, we haven't got an Adidas, a Puma, a global brand that for set up by someone coming from my sort of background. And when I say that, I don't mean coming from a Caribbean background. I mean coming from an African background or black, being a black man in this country. I mean, though that has a lot to do with it. Yes, I mean anyone, whether you're white, black, green, yellow, purple, anyone coming from a place where it was never easy for them growing up. It wasn't easy. It was life was not. Life was a bit of a struggle, but you've come out on the other side and you've made a success of yourself. That's what this brand for me. That's one of the main reasons I started this brand. I wanted my 11-year-old boy now, my 11-year-old son now, to believe that anything's possible, that he could go out and achieve anything he wants to achieve, and I can't just sit back and say that to him. I have to show him that anything's possible. And kids and youngsters relate to people they can relate to. If he doesn't see someone like me running a business or a successful business, or i.e. a clothing brand like Blacksthetics, I could talk to him till the cow comes home. I could tell him, oh yeah, you could do it, son. You could be great. If he doesn't see that, if he doesn't see representative of people that looks like myself, or people like myself who've come from that sort of background, who've managed to build that empire for themselves, that's what anyone would tell you. They have to be able to relate to someone in order to gain success. Everyone has role models, right? Whoever your role models are, you have to be able to relate to that person in whatever way you relate to them. So, that's one of the driving factors behind the brand. I wanted to show the world that it is possible. What does Blacksthetics represent? Blacksthetics represents a number of things. Most of you or some of you may know me. I came from a bodybuilding background. That's what I've done. Bodybuilding has been a passion of mine since 2011, from the first time I competed. If you delve into my bodybuilding history and know anything about me, I've won several titles, from British titles to world titles. So I've been pretty successful as a bodybuilder, naturally bodybuilding, by the way. I've done pretty well for myself and created a name for myself in the industry. Hence why I've got, I could talk from a background of knowledge when it comes to bodybuilding, fitness, aesthetic, Blacksthetics. Another thing that defines a brand is the Black Aesthetics movement that started in America in the 1960s. A largely unsuccessful movement, but the reason behind why the movement started is very, very valid. It was a time where Africans in America thought that they weren't represented in any way. They didn't have a culture. They didn't have anything to show for where they came from. Imagine growing up in a world where there's nothing to represent you as a person, you as an individual, as a community, as a people. Everything was pretty much westernized in America. So Uh, the Black Aesthetic was started for that reason, to show people of color, people of Africa, from coming from an African background, that they do have something to offer. So it's a completely valid reason, and completely, I love the idea behind the brand. So they started this movement celebrating African culture, showing that we do have something to offer despite what's been told to them. And it's not just Western culture that has something to offer. So it was a powerful movement. There's a lot, that's what gripped me when I first read about the Black Aesthetics. It really, and that's before I had the name Black Aesthetics, before I knew about the Black Aesthetics. So it just merged together really nicely. I love the story behind the Black Aesthetics. So for me, again, that's another reason for creating the brand, and going with the name Blacksthetics. It means so much. There's so much meaning behind the brand. And then again, of course, I want to put my modern twist on it. The brand, the brand to me is all about unity, bringing people together. So regardless of where you come from, your color, your skin color, who you are, you can proudly wear your Black Stag stuff to show people that it doesn't matter where you're from, it doesn't matter what your skin color is. We're all one people. We're all one people, and we should unite and be, there shouldn't be any hatred. Yeah, the melanin in my skin might be slightly darker than yours, and yours might be slightly lighter than mine. That doesn't make me any different. We all bleed the same red, right? So I wanted to stipulate that. I wanted to, the Black Stakes represents all of that. So we're about fitness, we're about history, we're about togetherness, we're about unity. That's what the brand really stands for. So I've been talking for almost 12 minutes now. I could talk all day. I've missed out a lot, I'm sure. Um, so yeah, I hope you guys resonate with where I'm coming from. Um, and I hope you guys go out and support the brand, obviously, as we grow, as we continue to grow. This is not a short-term thing. This is my something I'm passionate about. Black Stakes is going to become a household name, just like Nike, Adidas, or Puma. Um, I wanted to represent everything that's good about us as humans. So for now, I'm going to sign out. I hope you guys understand or resonate with what I'm talking about, where I'm coming from. I hope you guys continue to tune in and continue to click and like my posts on Facebook, Instagram, etc. And I appreciate your support. I will be doing another video soon, hopefully talking a bit more. I'm sure I've missed out a lot, but there we go. Anyway, I'm close to competition now. My first shows are on the weekend. You can see I'm kind of in shape. What do you think? There you go. Well, yeah, cramp. But yeah, let's see how it goes. The show this weekend. So yeah, keep following. Nigel St. Louis, Blacksthetics Apparel, signing out. Take care.